A very warm good evening to our viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Evening Review Show. I'm Matthias Ofiku, news editor of the Namibian Sun newspaper. Well, we're joined in studio tonight by Mr. Shaun Gariseb. He's the spokesperson of the Katutura Residents Committee. Well, a social movement that's really put its attention on ensuring that the lives of those living in Katutura is improved. Shaun, good evening and welcome.
Evening. Thanks for having me.
No, it's indeed good to have you here.
It is.
It is our understanding that, that the committee is planning to demonstrate to the headquarters of the Urban and Rural Development Ministry tomorrow. Can you shed some light on this and what has prompted this rather radical move, if you might call it that?
Necessary move, rather. Yeah, indeed, it is so that we are going to the minister tomorrow, Wednesday, the 6th of September. As you know, our chairperson was here before, Mr. Kandundu. We went to the City of Windhoek. We went to petition them. We asked for a round table. They gave us a round table after dilly-dallying. On the 19th of July, they gave us a round table. We gave our recommendations that we felt that were in the interest of the city and in the interest of the residents, recommendations that we still stand by. So what the city told us then was that they would come back to us in 2 weeks. 2 weeks passed, a month passed, nothing is forthcoming. We made noise here and there, not noise per se, but we said there were times when media reached out to them, the city was not here, no way they there. What we gathered from there, or the inference rather drawn, was so negative that we compare it to a defender from very far away, a defender that even when the team is selling that defender, other teams don't want him. Now, what that means is there is no confidence in that defender. We have lost so much confidence in the city that we feel that we must go to the next level. That's why we are going to the minister, so that we can go and register our discontent and register a vote of no confidence in the current leadership, because they showed us that they do not take us serious, they do not consider our recommendations in good faith.
What do you think is causing this inability for the two parties to find common grounds? That's, of course, the committee and the city council.
You see, it's very, when we went to engage these people, they gave us this, I don't know if it was diplomacy, but they gave us the sense that they were with us, because most of the recommendations, as we were presenting, they were agreeing with them to an extent that some they were even saying, this, we already have this planned. So we thought we are, and I mean, these are councillors that we have voted in as residents of Katutura and as residents of Windhoek. So we thought it should be easy. We expected them to come back and say, look, where you say like this, where you say A, B, and C, we think you should, we cannot do this, or we think we can only do this. They did not do that. Not one councillor came back to us. So what I think is the division within the city, or their inability, is rather the problem. That's why we've decided, let's rather go to the minister and go and tell the minister, Minister, these people are maybe, their hands are maybe cut off, or their division is causing us this. That's why you must intervene. That is what we think.
Yeah. Of course, the round table took place. Has there been any feedback after that?
There has been no feedback ever since we had the round table. Late, or rather this afternoon, we hear one of our members went to what we did, maybe I must say, when we were letting people, because people were constantly asking us, what are they saying, what are they saying? So we go back to the community, different areas, and then we tell them, this is what they are saying, or they are not saying anything. We're encouraging people to go and pay their municipal debt, so that by the time we go to the minister, we are having our latest statements. So one of our members was paying their statements there at City of Windhoek, and then apparently they were called and they wanted to give them a letter. I did not see the content of the letter, but if that is a letter that they want to call a response, that will be a shameful act. So I do not know. We are busy with mobilizing and having plans for the demonstration. We'll get to that. We are actually not even interested in such letters anymore, because these people had ample time. It took them five hours. Yesterday, when I was on another platform, in the morning, their spokesperson said they are yet to deliberate. So if that letter is something to do with what we asked for, then it will be a shame. Yeah. So they have not said anything thus far. I have not seen anything.
What sort of intervention are you seeking from the minister's end?
Look, when we are going to the minister, we are going to be very clear about what we want. You see, our recommendations were, when we were at the City of Windhoek, I just want to put in context. We asked City of Windhoek, you are sitting with a debt of 1.2 billion, and then you are hell-bent on recovering this debt, while you know this is near impossible. That is the same as saying, now then we gave these recommendations where we are saying, instead of having 10 people and having only 3 people pay, we can see these mechanisms, and then we can have everybody pay. City of Windhoek is going to generate money every day because we are aware. So this is the same as you have a parking lot, and then you have only 1 car parked because the fee is $8 as opposed to $3, and having all those parking lots occupied. You see, when you're having parking lots occupied and you ensure safety of those people that are parking there, and you pay that person good, it's fine. But if you make it $8, what does that happen? It's only 1 or 2 cars that will be there because it's expensive. Now, what sense does that give you? It gives you a sense that those people that are presiding over those decisions are having a capitalist mentality. That's why they don't find anything wrong in only having two parking spaces occupied as opposed to everything. So we are saying you have 10 people with a debt. Now we find a mechanism and everybody pays. City of Windhoek does not see. So when we are going to the minister, the first thing we are going to ask him is, Minister, are you conflicted, and to what extent? Secondly, we are going to ask him, Minister, we want you to intervene, and we want you to intervene seriously. We are not interested in the current leadership anymore. If I was part of that leadership, I'm going to quit yesterday afternoon. So we are going to say we are not interested in these people. They showed us that they are inconsiderate. So, Minister, you must intervene. And as a line ministry, we want you to take our recommendations, and then we want you to take necessary steps and tell us this is what you can do and this is what you can't do. Those are one of the things that we want to go and tell the minister, and then see what he has to say.
But is it really fair to say that the council is inconsiderate, or they are not giving the necessary attention to the plights of the residents, or is it a thing of them having to follow the procedures that are there? Surely they just can't jump and act to every request that comes.
Surely they can't just jump, but we see the least we could have expect is you come back to us. You see, when you communicate, you come back to the people and tell them we are working on this. The mayor has commented on our intention to go in to have this demonstration. What the mayor said was that very soon the residents of Windhoek are going to have peace, so they must just be patient. We are telling the mayor we don't want peace. We already have peace. We want our recommendations to be implemented because we want solutions so that we can go forward. We want solutions that are in the interest of the residents and the city. The council, those people in the council are not going to be there after 2 years. We are still going to live in Windhoek. Some of us, we only have Windhoek as a home. You understand? Yeah. That is the difference. So we have been patient. This thing has been coming for 5 months. These people don't take us serious. When they make comment, this one is saying something else, the spokesperson is saying something else. It shows you these people. When we were making recommendations, the people from the finance department started with funny things, saying they thought we are just coming there for writing off. We said, no, we don't want writing off, because we know writing off every year is bringing us in the same situation. So we are having recommendations that will avoid us being in the same situation. And mind you, in Wolfish Bay, they kept quiet. They renewed this Red Force engagement again. So we don't want a situation like that. Why must we give them time over something that is very clear? That is what we are thinking.
Yeah. What do you make of those who are alleging that it seems community members within municipal setups all over the country are seemingly pushing for a regime where they don't pay what they need to pay as far as the services they receive from those respective municipalities are concerned?
Community members, how? What do you mean?
Some are saying it looks like community members want to receive services for free.
No, that's not the case, because you see, that's why we are very clear in our recommendations. We even made it clear from the off that, look, those write-offs, we know that this write-off, there's provision to write-off. We don't want these write-offs. We even make recommendations to an extent where we are saying, let's have a mechanism where we are saying 75% write-off for vulnerable people as well as business people, so that we can pay the 25%, so that we can pay the 75% in such a way that whenever we buy electricity or water, there's a deduction. What happens? Every day, municipality is making money, as opposed to having dormant debts where you are not making anything. People who don't want to pay debts were not going to come up with such a recommendation. People who, if we did not want to, if we were not having that at heart, we were not going to wait for them this. Even when in the beginning, when they did not want to give us audience, we were patient. Now they must bear the embarrassment of being the first people that a petition is given and taken back. Imagine, that's because they undermined us and they took us for granted. There's nothing like that.
Yeah. In your assessment as a committee, what would you say caused the city's collapse financially?
You see, one, it is this. You see, whenever each year when you read City of Windhoek writes of $200 million. You read infighting in City of Windhoek. These things, you see, these things. There are two kinds of. My assessment is such that I look at leadership and I think you have leaders that must fulfill objectives. Then you have those who only want to please the people who voted them in. But you need to have people who are reconciling the realities of the people they preside over and the objectives of those places that they occupy. So if you are sitting in City of Windhoek and you are saying for the past 10 years, you can go and do your research. Every time it's just writing off, and you want to say pensioners. That is not the situation. Pensioners pay their debts. If you go at municipality, you go to Katutura everywhere, you are going to see pensioners are there first wanting to pay their debts because they are serious about those households they own. So this thing of trying to say, we are writing off this year because they even call it social responsibility now. It's not social responsibility, it's in their provisions, you see. So what they are not doing is they are not having other mechanisms that support what for City of Windhoek to function. That's why we are saying, you see, for example, we are saying, let's have a ceiling. If you're having a ceiling of when your debt is at 5,000 and then all things are cut, nobody's going to go into debt of 100,000 and 80,000, whereby it's necessary for Red Force to be a debt collector and later attach people's houses. You will be able to manage debts. Yes. You see, so if you will be able to manage debts, and when you are managing debts, people are going to, because people are making an undertaking to pay for their rates and taxes consistently. So having that kind of thing in a conducive environment, the town council will make money all the time. In other small towns, it's working. Yes. It's just that those people are saying small towns are different from Windhoek. But if you are saying that, why are you adopting things from other metropolitans like city police and whatnot? That is the thing.
Yeah. We'll head for a short break. I want us to talk about the issue of external debt collectors across the country, which seems to be a phenomenon these days.
Indeed.
Well, to our viewers, wait for a short break and we'll be back to continue this conversation.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past week.
Yes. Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Mr. Gariseb, the issue of external debt collectors has really picked up in recent months across municipalities across the country. Of course, I don't want to single out anyone, but it seems communities across the country are not happy with municipalities or town councils outsourcing their mandate as far as debt collection is concerned. How is this affecting the livelihoods of those people who are served by these municipalities and town councils?
Look, you see, these debt collectors, that's why when we are going to the minister, the very first question is, are you conflicted and to what extent? Why are we doing this? all these town councils and municipalities fall under one minister. And there's a common denominator when it comes to debt collection. It is Red Force. If you look at the Red Force over the past few years, Katima Mulilo, Rundu, Wolfish Bay, Ochivarango, Okahanja, Hobabes, all those places, there were issues of people standing up and demonstrating against Red Force. In Okahanja, to an extent that the people later decided Red Force will not come into the community, will beat them up. You see? So in Hobabes, they even went to court, then they settled, they divorced, they terminated that. It should happen in Windhoek. Why then something that people are having a problem with in other towns, why are you adopting it in Windhoek? So, and why is it only the same? Are there no other debt collectors? We are asking these questions, and we did this in our recommendations. We asked, why is it only Red Force? Why can you not capacitate your internal debt management with the same amount of money that you are using? You are saying Red Force comes at 10%, whereas the City of Windhoek's debt collection is 20%. Why don't you just come down to 10% as well? So there is something is fishy there, or something is of interest. So that's why we need to understand, why are the people protecting this Red Force? We don't understand. They don't even consult us as to how Red Force, and worse, the conduct of this Red Force, it's not unique to us. It is the way they are conducting themselves is very concerning all over the place. In Okahanja, in Wolfish Bay they even renewed it. In Katima and in Rundu, their conduct is not, it's inhuman. They do not behave like, I do not know why they are. Maybe it's because they are hell-bent in making a profit. Yeah. Because you must remember, if you go at Red Force and pay, if you're having 100,000 debt, you come with 50,000, they are saying it's not enough. They say go and get 20,000 more. People who are already, to raise that 50,000 is already a lot of money. These people are still turning them away. It must be concerning. Yeah.
You speak about inhumane acts. What are these? Can you give us examples?
Look, if Red Force come to your house, I don't even know who gave them permission to go to houses or into the communities. The way they come and behave there is not, you see the way you see somebody in debt. Yesterday there was a lady speaking about when their water and electricity was closed, how she's having a chronic illness. You know, when somebody speaks and they have tears, it's not easy for you if you are not having empathy. That inhuman, they don't have the empathy with the people because they don't understand the reality. That is what I'm talking. If you go at their offices, I took one of the people that went to make a presentation at the City of Windhoek. She paid her debt from 200,000 to 100,000. She's 72 years old, and she's offering to pay her pension 1.3 to City of Windhoek monthly. These people of City of Windhoek finance department were still acting as if they cannot see what she's saying. If somebody makes such a commitment and by the way, that debt was inherited from her mother, from 200 and now 800, and still you are not having empathy towards that person, then you don't belong in that space.
Where is the mismatch coming from? Community and municipality. Where is this mismatch coming from all of a sudden? It seems the system has been functioning well all along.
Look, the mismatch, you must not forget, this was COVID. In terms of how we went. There's COVID, there's inherited debts, and as well as the situation of the economy. To a certain extent, some community members have not been honoring their debts. But people have realized that, you see, for somebody to live without water and electricity and just a debt while the things are closed, your debt is just going up. It's not normal for you to think straight while it's like that. You don't even want to smile in the morning. Now, on the side of the City of Windhoek, instead of realizing that and finding a solution, they continue to enjoy people being indebted. You see, it's like you are enjoying people being indebted because instead of yes, we understand that they have obligations towards NamPower and NamWater. In fact, the day when we were at making our representation, NamPower and NamWater on that day announced that they are going to go into different towns to find out where is that mismatch that you are talking about. And we were sitting there making recommendations. We even told them, just forward these things to NamPower. Because you see, those people want to understand, why is it that all the time these town councils and local authorities are owing us? Where is the mismatch? You see? Now, City of Windhoek, instead of looking at it that way, they are only seeing figures. They operate like a private business as opposed to a social service, which they are supposed to be.
What are some of the other issues that community members have raised, apart from the issue now, of course, the municipal debts and so on? What are some of the other social issues that are a burning concern for community members?
After we went back to go and tell the people what the City of Windhoek is saying. So different communities are calling us. People have different issues now. Some people, because we come from, the areas are, for example, in one area, you'll find that they don't have a problem with underground pipes. These pipes that burst, and then City of Windhoek just come and just do estimation by saying, we'll just add, in all these houses, we'll just add the same amount. Yeah. Some communities don't have that problem. They have other problems. They have problems to do with, for example, they have, like in the outskirts areas, they have these groups. Now, when, for example, one group, when there is debt of 3 members in that group, the whole group is affected. So there are different issues like that. Yeah.
The issue of sanitation, that's not an issue. We don't see it coming up.
Sanitation is an issue. It's an issue. But it's addressed differently again, you see.
Yeah. So tomorrow, demonstration is on to the minister's office. Should you not get the type of response that you are expecting within the expected time frame, what could be the next step?
You see, when we engage upon this progressive move, we have gone through all levels. We reached out to City of Windhoek, gave them time. We are going to do the same with the minister, but we are not going to give him a lot of time because we are aware that other town councils have reached. By the way, there are 3, Ochivarango, Okahanja, Grootfontein and Otavi are going to join us. Okahanja has already reached out to them, and they even went ahead when he was not saying anything. So we are going to remind him of that, and he's aware. We also notified him when we first went to the City of Windhoek. So we don't expect him to waste much time. Things are made easy. All we want him to is to intervene and apply his wisdom and his leadership to the situation in the interest of the people. Because this is not a time for us to sit and be subjected to differences by other people. We are not. Those things are not supposed to affect us. So we hope we don't have to. We hope we don't get to a situation where we have to go to the president or we have to go to the courts, because those are the only 2 avenues left after that before we take other things that are not nice.
Of course, you've mentioned that you feel to a certain extent that the infighting within the council also contributed to the current status quo. Can you think of any solution in that regard?
The solution is the minister. Yes, because with the minister, he does not have to be subjected by those differences. He just orders and say, look, do this or do that. That is what he must do. Those people are having differences. If, for example, the mayor is to adopt our recommendations, the mayor will look good. So these people do not want. We are not. You see, it's also possible that not all councillors are not considerate of the residents. It's possible, but if you are overwhelmed by people who are hell-bent not to make anything work, how will anything work? So at best, that's why we are saying a vote of no confidence in the whole council and its leadership, the whole leadership, so that they can introspect and say, but what are we really doing wrong? How can people come and petition and take a petition back? This should be embarrassing. Yeah. If I was there, I was going to say, guys, let's put our differences aside. These people are not just saying things. They are saying things that are valid. Let's look at them and at least go back to them and tell them, look, this is the situation. Bear with us, or at least tell us you see, now it's not supposed to happen like that. I don't want to give them answers for things they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Just lastly, as we wrap up. We know in the past the city used to host community meetings in different areas of the city and so on. Are these still things that happen?
These things apparently are happening. That's what they say in there when we were there. Yes, I do see it partly, but I don't know how they are communicating these things. Because you see, sometimes they say if you're having some things, you don't overshare it. Or I don't know. It's like, okay, let me rather put it like this. To Namibians, if you don't tell Namibians things yourself, they will just make up their own things. So why are you, certain things you are loud about them, certain things you are not loud about them? For example, with Red Force, I've never seen any consultation, I've never seen any meeting, but they will claim and say they had meeting. When I saw the extension of Red Force in Wolfish Bay, it was just announced just here on the side. Even the people were not aware. That is how they operate. Why? because it's those clandestine arrangements that they are protecting. That is what we can infer from that. Come there and call the people from the communities and tell them, be loud about it. Get the young people. There are young people who are doing, they are called influencers. Get those young people, get them there, get people to know and understand. Let these young people announce these meetings. Why not? Those young people, they are happy. You just give them few incentives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Gariseb, thank you very much for your time this evening, and we wish you well for your work and the demonstration tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much. And just in closing, the route we will be from Zupak. Zupak, we just quickly go and make a jigger there at City of Windhoek. We get our petition, and then we go to Government Park. That will be from 8 o'clock. 11 o'clock, we are supposed to go and hand over our request and petition and recommendation to the minister at Government Park. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, to our viewers, that's it from the Evening Review team this evening. Thank you very much for staying tuned and have a pleasant evening.